Whispering game collection video today. This time is going to be the PS2. I'm kind of just going down the list. I'll probably do one or two more after this. I mean, eventually I'll do the Xbox One. That is the biggest of them. I'm always hesitant to do that one because I know it's going to involve a lot of talking and it's going to be a longer video. I'll probably do like a GameCube or maybe a Wii U. I don't know. I'll decide. The original PlayStation or something. But anyway, the same games you would have seen in the gum chewing when I did over the summer, but in whispering form. 24th a game. Haven't played this one. I picked it up at a video game trading post in I used to get this kind of shit in games, pamphlets and stuff, and brochures, and obviously the manuals. I haven't played this. I got it from the video game trading post in, I want to say this came from the one that was in Sunrise Mall before Sunrise Mall officially gone. Haven't played it. Didn't watch 24. I've seen bits here and there. I've probably seen a couple full episodes, but I know a lot of people that loved it, and I'm sure it's a great show. I just never played it. And the game, I think the game it takes place here between seasons 2 and 3, as written by a writer from the show, and I think it's the voices as well. Yeah. So pretty cool. Try to put them back as I'm going through them. Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights. We all know about Scoob, the champion of the video game cover art tournament. Bask in its glory. This is a cool game. It's the best of the Scoob games from that generation. Great disc as well. A classic game. You just play a Scoob in this one. You're meeting up with the other people, the rest of the gang. Shag, Velma, Daphne, Fred. At points, they're giving you tips and stuff, but it's just a platformer. As Scoob, you're collecting Scooby snacks, and you can get the different areas. When you get a certain amount, you're dealing with enemies from the show, as seen here. Decent platforming, though. It's a good game. It looks nice. Still holds up, I think, graphically. In my opinion, not a lot of games from this era hold up particularly well. Some definitely do, but I feel like there's definitely some where you're like, ooh. It's probably best played on a CRT TV and not HD. Final Fantasy XII. I got this one at a garage sale back in, I want to say 2017. It could have been 16. It was $5. I bought it with the intent to play it, and I did play about 9 hours of it. And then just stopped, honestly. It was cool. It had that, I don't know if it was the first one to introduce the gameplay. The different combat style that is evolved from this, that's kind of in the newer ones. But it looked nice, and the combat was fun. It's a Final Fantasy game. I can't remember the characters well. I think 4 of these characters on the front I had in the party. Yeah, I would say I'd go back and play this, but I have the Zodiac Age 1 on the Xbox One. So if anything, I'd probably throw that in and just replay because I cannot remember. Like, once I got up to points that I was playing, back then I would probably remember it a little bit, but I don't have much of a memory of what I did play. Fantasy X-2. Not my original copy. I don't even know where this one came from. This might have been a garage sale at some point. That disc has definitely been buffed. You can kind of tell. I love this game. I still have my pre-order poster from when I originally bought it back in, was it 03 this came out? Probably '03. GameStop sticker. It'll say it on the disc. Yeah, '03. This is, a lot of people love this game. A lot of people did not like it. You only use Riku, Yuna, and Pain. Pain was introduced in this one. These three here, I forget their names. They're like the comic relief. You fight them a few times. I forget their names. This is like, it's like almost tongue-in-cheek. It's like a goofy, you take the seriousness of 10 and kind of throw it out the window. It gets serious in this one, but you throw it out the window. It starts off where, like, Yuna's a pop singer now. She's one. I think the woman here, I forget her name, is disguised as Yuna. It starts off where he's like chasing them. She's freaking wielding her guns. This has the dress sphere system in it. Where you can change dress spheres throughout on any character, and then you'll have those abilities. So you have, she's like the gung. The gung. Oh my god. Oh, am I thinking of Gung Ho from G.I. Joe? The gun slinger. Yuna is, Riku can become that. Yuna can become the thief. You can take on Pain's role. I think, but you get different dress spheres. And you can use it. The combat is still turn-based, but it moves, I feel, a little faster. I like it, though. Soundtrack's still real great. You're doing, like, side shit, too. You're in the ship, the airship, and you're bouncing all over the place, kind of trying to figure out what's going on. You find a sphere of Titus, whatever he's called. I think it actually is Titus. And you're kind of like going on a mystery, trying to figure out what's going on. If you can come across them and stuff, you're finding other spheres and stuff. And then shit along the way. I really like this game. I do have a soft spot in my heart for it. I always have. Fatal Frame 3, The Tormented. I can't wait, man. I think the second remake of Crimson Butterfly comes out. It actually might come out at the end of this month. I have a pre-order on it. Let me see real quick if they've updated that, because when I put it on there back in like November, it didn't have a date, but I could have sworn on GameStop it said February 26th, or maybe it said it on here actually. I'm just curious now, so I'm going to look up my orders and see. I have to look for the order received. I thought it said order delivered on that. It does not have the date on it yet, which is weird, but I think it comes out at the end of this month. I'm excited about that, but this is the third one. I've not completed this one. Fatal Frame series, you have the camera obscura. That's how you take pictures of the ghosts and you kill them. The better film you get, the more damage it does. It's like maybe three different types of film, maybe 4. And shit. And if you let the little, you can see here, you can see it. The meter here, there's little circles going around. If you let those go in and you hit the thing at the right time, you'll get the fatal frame, which kills them instantly, I believe. Or it's just a high-level attack. I think it might kill them instantly. But that's what you're doing. You're taking them out with your camera. These games, to me, always creep me the fuck out. These and the Silent Hills are very creepy to me. And stuff like Dead Space is not. And Resident Evil's gotten creepier. But the earlier Resident Evils, no. Still love them. And the atmospheres are great in those games. But then other people aren't creeped out by Silent Hill or Fatal Frame. But Dead Space creeps them out. Resident Evil creeps them out. So, I'm just using those franchises as examples. You play as 2 characters in this one. You're playing as the one girl from the first one, as well as someone new. You like playing the dreams. That's what I was doing. I was playing in a dream. I woke up, walking around the house and stuff. Still was really creepy. I'm still pissed I did not get Crimson Butterfly the same time I got this, because Amazon, and back in 2020, Amazon had these for $50 a piece, new. So I got this one, and I meant to get the second or even the first, and I never did. And now this one sells for like 120 used. The other ones are through the roof expensive. Other video games seem to be kind of almost dropping in price across all platforms, but survival horror games always going up. Seemingly they just keep going up in value. It's crazy. And some of them, like the Fatal Frames, you don't come across them often. Resident Evils you're coming across all the time. Certain Silent Hills you will come across. They're not like that uncommon. Fatal Frames are more uncommon. Then you have the Rule of Rose, Haunting Ground, Kuon. You have the obscure games. Even like Dino Crisis 3 on the... and even if you want to go back to the PlayStation ones with the one on the Xbox, you don't come across them as much. Dead Space, stuff like that, you always come across. The Suffering games, you don't come across as much. But all survival horror games, I mean, I know they're more uncommon, but they are just constantly going up in price. You can find some good prices on some of them, like Condemned and shit like that. Dead Spaces are cheap. But the more like traditional survival horror games, very expensive. Next here we've got good Discord. Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, and Return of the King. This is the one I got for $1 at a garage sale. Doesn't have the manual, this one, and the disc is brutally scratched, but it does work. These were published by EA. I don't know who made them. Unless they developed them. Somebody in-house developed them. I don't know. This says Stormfront Studios, but it doesn't say that on this one. These games are awesome. They're hack and slash games, done right. Like the Fellowship of the Ring they made as well. That came out, I think, on all platforms. I played on Xbox. It was cool, but it was and it did not review well. I thought it was pretty cool. These ones are leaps and bounds better. That was like a more traditional adventure game. These are hack and slash adventure games. This one you use Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn. This one you use the three of them, and you also use Gandalf, Frodo, Sam. You might be noticed it says 9 people, maybe? He plays 9 people in this one, so I don't know who the other ones are. I said those 6. It might be like Merry and Pippin, maybe Faramir, or why can't I remember her name? The one that kills the Witch King, I can't remember her name. Maybe he plays her as well. They're both awesome. This one ends, I think the end of it's the Battle of Helm's Deep. You do play the Amanhen section from, well, that part is actually in the second book. In the 3 books. In the movie, Boromir, spoilers, Boromir bites it at the end of the Fellowship of the Ring. But that actually happens in the beginning of the Two Towers book, I'm pretty sure. So that would make sense that actually would be in this. They're really cool. They're fun hack and slash ones. You're getting different abilities or different like combos you can do and stuff. You're fighting all types of enemies from the book, the movies, and stuff. And they're just fun. They look really nice. This one you can branch off and do different paths, and then you're using different characters and stuff. They're pretty tough games too. They're not necessarily easy, but they are really good and they are relatively cheap. Enjoyable titles. Mission Impossible Operation Sermon. This also would have come from one of the video game trading posts. Some of these I do have the receipts in. It's in here, sweet. This came from the one in Sunrise Mall. So I got Spy Hunter, which you'll see coming up, and this. Each $5 a piece. Haven't played this one. I got it because I like Mission Impossible. And it was $5. When did I buy this? December 12th, 2020. Haven't played it. Over 5 years later. Great disc rattles on the PlayStation games. You're playing as Ethan Hunt here, not voiced by Tom Cruise. Looks like you're doing some cool stuff. I'm doing more disc rattling, not much tapping. They don't have a lot of Mission Impossible games. I have 3 of them. The NES one, this one, Nintendo 64. There's a few other ones. Maybe on like the Atari or something. I'm surprised there's not more Mission Impossible games. I'm shocked, actually. I don't know if it's a thing where it's a rights thing or something. Phantom Brave. I got this one off eBay. Never played it. I got it because it was a turn-based strategy game. But I have not played it yet. It was a pretty good price. It's actually a fairly cheap game. There are quite a few Phantom Brave games, I believe. And they did on all the S games. Oh, It's not in. It's still in the PS2. It's in the fat PS2, not the slim that I have. Stuntman. I've talked a ton about Stuntman. I attempted to do a gameplay on Stuntman. I was getting too pissed. This game, and you have to like. This is the type of game. If I was to do a gameplay of it, I would have had to have been playing it for a good week or two straight to really get the controls down. Because this game, I love them. I love Ignition. This one's great. The one on the Game Boy is great. Game Boy Advance. Shame there hasn't been another one. This one was the greatest hits, I believe. Ignition was not. I doubt the Game Boy Advance one was either. But they're hard. They're trial and error games. So it's going to be a lot of like a Tony Hawk. You're going to not do what you wanted to, and you're going to just restart. You're going to fuck up too many times. The director's going to yell cut, and it's going to be over. The mission, the scenes don't last more than maybe like 5 minutes might be the longest one. They're usually like 3 minutes long or less. But you are Stuntman in movies that are all parodies and just satire, I guess. Like Toothless and Whopping is the Snatch. A Whoopin' and a Hollerin' is like Dukes of Hazzard, and the second one is an Ignition. There's a James Bond one in this. It's not Live Twice for Tomorrow. I think it's, or is it this one? There's Scarab of Lost Souls, which is like a mummy Indiana Jones type, and so on. They always play that role, but the game's cool when you get it down and you're doing the 180 e-brake. You're hitting the action. You're overpassing cars. You're bumping cars. You're doing 360s, whatever it may be. You get it down, it flows, it feels great when you completely finish a level. And when you get through the full movie, you get the trailer with your gameplay in it. It's cool. This did have multiplayer that I never played. I love the Stuntman games. They will piss you off, though, as well. State of Emergency. There was a second one I played a little bit of. It's a little different than this one. This one was cool. The second one didn't review as well. This game is like a riot simulator. What is it? A shadowy corporation has seized control of your country. The people have taken to the streets in protest. The state of emergency has been declared. Now it's time for you to fight for your freedom. This game is impressive in the terms of like the amount of people running around on screen. Use a couple different characters in this, and you're just picking up shit. You're breaking stuff. You're fighting the shadowy corporation while doing missions and stuff, and running around. It's very hectic. There is a arcade mode where you run around and you're on time limit. You're just destroying stuff, getting points. It was cool in the Xbox. I'm pretty sure that's in this one. Now I played that on the Xbox version. I also got the video game trading post in the Sunrise Mall. 11 days later, after I had gotten Mission Impossible and Spy Hunter, 12/23/20. So 2 days before Christmas, I was there at 5:30, 4 p.m. This was 6:30, and I also got 24 at that one for $5. This was $6.30. This also, all these have the manual except Return of the King. In the Xbox, when you do that mode, and you could use your custom soundtracks, that's a super fun mode to play. And as you do, I think you get more time as you're like blowing up shit. You're getting Molotov cocktails. You're using everything: chairs, benches. You get bats, guns at points, and stuff. It was cool. And they made a second one, and then Rockstar is a kind of. I mean, I don't know who made this. Viss. They might have made. Did they make GTA 3 or one of the two earlier GTAs? Developed them. They abandoned a lot of franchises, and now I mean, Rockstar doesn't make many games anymore. Because they have the big Red Dead 2 or GTA 6, they got to put all hands on deck for a game like that that's going to be huge and massive. So they don't really do anything else anymore. Not since the 360 era. And the PS3. What did they make then? Red Dead Redemption, the first one. There's GTA 4, GTA 5. Table tennis, let's not forget it. I don't know, did they make a couple more games during that era? This was 4. And the PS2, they might have more developers under umbrella, so they were going nuts though. I mean, State of Emergencies, fucking GTA's. Another one you're gonna see, Smuggler's Run games, which you have not seen one since that era. You had what else? Manhunt. There's 2 manhunts. You haven't seen that again. First one's better than the second, but talk about controversial games. That almost gets slept on, that game. I think it was over in England where somebody killed their friend or their mate and tried to blame the manhunt, and the judge was like, no. Thankfully, he wasn't like, you're just nuts. That game's fucked up, though. It didn't make me want to plastic bag people. It's a brutal game with Brian Cox as the director, his greatest role. They were doing a lot, though. Smuggler's Run, Manhunts, GTAs, Red Dead Revolver, which they bought the rights to from Capcom, I believe, which then became Red Dead Redemption. I said GTAs, Smuggler's Run, Manhunt, State of Emergency. Others, probably, that I cannot remember. But anyway, Spy Hunter and Spy Hunter 2. Cool. It has been a Spy Hunter game in a while. They are cool 3D Spy Hunter games, right? You remember Spy Hunter from the NES and the arcade and stuff. I have not played much of this one. This one I have played some of. They're pretty tough. But they're combat games as your car. You can turn into a boat, motorcycle. This one you can even turn into a jet ski type thing as well. They're cool, though. They're fun. Like I said, this one, I only played a little bit of this one. This one I played more of. This one. They can be tough as well. I think I did a gameplay of this one, actually. But they did make... They made that Spy Hunter game, which I always forget about. I almost forget that it was a thing, that it was real. Nowhere to Run with The Rock, where this is just that you're in the cars, or whatever the car turns into. That one, there's on foot missions. But he was supposed to, I think, make a Spy Hunter movie, and that was supposed to be a tie-in in it, and the movie never happened. Like, part of me is like, wait, did that actually happen? It actually did come out. Put him up there. And the final game, another Rockstar. Smuggler's Run 2, Hostile Territories. This actually came out. Oh my god! I thought the case just cracked. It did actually kind of crack down the middle. It is cracked. This is eBay. It was not $13. It's like $6 or $7. This was actually surprisingly, even though it's not an overly violent game by any means, especially by Rockstar standards. This was on the GameCube as Warzones, I believe. The first one might have been was it a launch title for the PS2, or did it come out a little after the launch? You are smuggling things in your little Jeep and other types of vehicles, ATVs and stuff, quads and shit. You're on a timer. Usually you're avoiding people trying to kill you and stuff. You're trying to get the contraband to where you need to get it and stuff. It's a cool game. It was different at the time. And they only made 2. Rockstar abandoning a lot of that shit. Where's the next table tennis? That was pretty much just like a game engine for GTA 4. But I had that game on the 360. Honestly, it was a cool ping pong game. I'm sorry. It's a cool table tennis game. But yeah, Rockstar, they don't make games really anymore. They just pump out. And I have to say, they pump out Red Dead 2, and it's awesome. It's a hell of a game. But was that the last game they put out? Besides GTA 5, 500 times? Smuggler's Run, man. Oh, L.A. Noire. Even though that was on the PS2, that was under their umbrella. And you'll never see another one of those, especially when you hear about like the work environment and the crunch on that game. Like, I think there was lawsuits and shit. Hell of a game, though. They did make that during the 360 era, though. Or published it. They didn't develop it. I forget, is it like Team Bondi or something? I do have it for the 360 here. But I don't want to grab it. And what else? I'm trying to think of other games they had. They did Red Dead Revolver during that generation. They had 3 GTAs. They had 2 Smuggler's Runs, 2 Manhunts, 2 State of Emergencies. And no second Body Harvest game. That was during Nintendo 64. They might have did some other stuff. But Smuggler's Run 2, Hostile Territory, Hostile. But yeah, that's another Whispering Collection video today. This time of the PS2, I know I pop into soft-spoken sometimes. It's hard for me to maintain a whisper these days, but yeah. Thanks everybody for checking this out, and have a good